Greetings, music fans, and thanks for tuning in to Live from Black Rock. I'm Joe Mattimore, your host for today's session, and we're here at Black Rock EPS, which is a full-service recording and production studio located in the center of the known universe, Buffalo, New York. Hey, today in studio we have D. Mott is here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, great to have you.
Let me ask you a question. How are you today?
Hey, I'm great,
Okay.
and even better that we're now finally into this interview. But first, we're going to start with a song. So
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
throw it right to you, and we're going to hear "Angel."
Yes, sir. What would I do if I couldn't have you? If I never met you, I'd be lost without you. Who would I call when my back's against the wall? And who would I text when I'm lonely? Who would I trust when it's time for me to vent? And who would I hurt for breakups and makeups? Where would I go? Where would I be if I never found you? You're my angel. Just my angel. I love the way you make me feel. Yes, you are good to me. Just my angel. Whoa, yes, you are. Just my angel. Verse 2 says, ain't gonna act like I don't want you. Ain't gonna act like I don't need you. Ain't gonna act like I can do this on my own. Ain't gonna act like I don't love you. Never ever could I live without you. You're the lyrics to the song, so come dance with me. You're my harmony, and the air I breathe, and my destiny. I love how you love me, love that you chose me. Baby girl, you're my victory. I've been touched, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just my angel. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just my angel. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Just my angel. Listen, baby girl, you're my angel. You love me right, so now I can live again. You gave me joy, so now I can breathe again. You taught me how to share. No more ego, no tripping. No more fighting, no fussing. Now let's just keep living this life of love. You're my angel, yes you are. I can't live without you, baby. I feel your love, yes I do. Baby, you've been so good to D-Mod, yeah, yeah. Said my life wouldn't be the same without you, baby. Because I can't live without you, no, 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 no. You're my angel, yes you are, yeah, yeah. Girl, I love you.
All right, so hey, let's talk about that song, "Angel." You've had some success with that. Tell me about that release.
Yeah, so Angel was actually the first R&B song that I wrote, penned and produced. I actually co-produced it with a producer out of Detroit, Michigan, by the name of Darren Diggy Simpson, and he's like 50% of Black City Music Group, a production company out of Los Angeles, which they work for Capitol Records. And so this was my first R&B song. I did gospel for many years, and we put that song out. And 4 months later, with no radio promo, no nothing, it just started charting on the internet gospel charts. And so it cracked the top 200 in, I believe, April of 2021. And by November, the second week in November, it was number one for 3 weeks straight. So,
Wow.
yeah, I can't make this up. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So how are you going to build on that success then? Like where did that take you to? Like,
What I think, the song built momentum for me as an artist in the R&B world. I was already having little bits of success in gospel as a singer and a musician, but for the R&B world, it caused me to catch the eyes of some promoters, some managers, and I ultimately ended up getting some opening dates with Lyfe Jennings, the R&B great singer, and actually I've been touring with him from 2021, October of 2021, and to currently, and so the song has just been bringing, I would call it success, but just opportunity. Bringing opportunity. It's a great song, and I'm not saying it because I wrote it.
Well, I think it's a great song just from listening to it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So that opened the door for you to get on a tour.
Yeah, basically.
That's great.
With Lyfe Jennings, and then I actually headlined some dates, which made it exciting. So that song kind of cracked it open for me, turned the lights on, if you will.
Yeah. So were you just performing local in Buffalo before that? Or?
No. To be honest with you, I've done a lot. I was successful as a drummer. That's really how I started.
Well, let's go back a little bit. So tell me a little bit more about your start. How did you get started in music? And
Okay. Cool. So the history for me as a musician, it was always in me. I come from a very, very musically inclined family. My father toured the world as a gospel quartet artist. My grandfather was a world-renowned jazz guitarist. My grandmother sang. I couldn't help it, man.
Yeah.
We were in church.
It's in your blood, yeah.
Yeah, and church was the roots for me. There's people like David Moore on drums, Pearlie Northington on drums. My father played every instrument. Marshall Canada, Lamont Perry. There was a guy named Lamont Perry who really kind of forced me into playing drums, but I started, being more interested in sports.
Yeah.
And so I think around the time, maybe like 18-ish, but 21, I started really playing drums professionally. And so, if everybody want to know who I play for, you can go to my bio, which is on my website. That's dmottmusic.com.
I checked it out. It's a good site. Very informative.
I don't like name dropping, man. I don't really. To me, it doesn't matter who I played for or with.
Yeah.
I get it that sometimes that helps us as artists, but everybody that I've played for, I enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a conglomerate or a kaleidoscope of opportunity for me. So that kind of led into me actually producing and singing, playing drums.
Yeah. Whoever gave you the advice to become a drummer,
Lamont Perry. He forced me.
You're a great drummer. You can never stop working.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
Thank you so much.
For sure. We chatted briefly in the pre-interview about playing on an Earth, Wind, and Fire record, or a couple of Earth, Wind, and Fire records. Yeah. So, there's a name drop for you, people.
Which
I'll drop it.
Which, by the way, to me, was single-handedly the most important session for me. I did 2 songs, and that came by way of Black City Music Group as well. Darren Simpson
out of Detroit,
but Austin Jacobs is the one who started the company. He's the one in Los Angeles, and so they flew me out. We recorded 2 songs. One song is called "Sign On," I believe, and then the other one is what was the first song? Guiding Lights. And so that was interesting for me. We recorded at the world-renowned, world-famous Nathan E. Studio. And, we talked about how that studio blessed me just to be in the company of all of those greats who was a part of recording. I got a chance to see the actual keyboard, the mini Moog that was used to create the Thriller album.
Yeah,
it was just
amazing.
a great experience. Yeah. So,
well, that being in that kind of place amongst those kind of people, brings out your professionalism or brings out your, makes you step up your game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you got to bring it or go home, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it was nerving. I mean it was the most pocket. I'm a pocket drummer anyway.
Yeah.
But that was the most pocket session that I ever was a part of. I was doing a little too much at first, and it's like, get rid of the 16ths and just keep it basic. And then it took me back to my quartet beginnings. That's all you want to hear. And so, yeah, man, you gotta believe in yourself when you're in those type of environments. And so I think, becoming a singer came to me and was something I was hungry for because I was around so many great musicians and singers. It was like, hey, man, let me try this, and it's working for me.
So you started playing drums, getting serious about it in your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the transition from that to other things or singing or other instruments?
Meeting people, people who would hear me humming things, and they would say, hey, man, you can sing? And I sing a little bit. Uh-huh. And then that led to opportunities to produce. And from there, it was like, I was at a constituent's house in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was doing a live recording and just dibbling and dabbling, and so he encouraged me to write a song, and I did. That was my first song that I actually recorded, and I featured my dad, called God Is the Way. And from that moment, man, I just felt like, maybe I'm not a bad singer, because I felt like I was like the absolute worst singer in my family. Everybody in my family can sing, like not sing,
right.
They sang, they can blow, and it was like no one
to live up to,
nobody was gonna take me serious as a singer.
Yeah.
But excuse me, I felt like I belonged a little bit, man, and so I did a couple albums, gospel, felt some success with that. But I felt like, God called me to write music about relationship, mm-hmm. and that was Angel.
Yeah.
And the rest is history, man. And now I'm here getting interviewed by you.
We finally met. It took our whole lives.
I know,
and we finally met.
All this time, man. Yeah, all this time. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that Love Ballad for a second. So that's an LTD cover, the 70s R&B tune, which was a big hit in itself. Yeah. What made you decide to do that song?
I like Jeffrey Osborne.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of songs that I like. I like Aaron Hall. I like Charlie Wilson, people like that. But I think what drove me to record Love Ballad was the realness of that song. I loved that song when I was younger, mm-hmm. but I don't love anybody, so why do I like that song? But truthfully, I think we all look for love, and we're taught how to love, and we long for love. So that song to me, it goes both ways. It's gospel. Angel was actually a gospel song, just on the R&B chart. I released that under gospel. I felt like it was okay for a man to sing about a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think God just wants us to sing just to him, And I get a lot of flack about that, but it's the truth. And so Love Ballad, I was inspired to do it because I just liked the song. And so I reached out to a producer from Buffalo, Rob Bonner, and I said, hey, man, I want to do this remake of this song. And he said, yo, D, let's do it. We put the music together, and we did it. I released that song after the success of Angel, and then that song, too, cracked the top 200. And so that song actually finished at number 29 on the Internet Gospel chart.
That's great.
Yeah,
wow.
Billboard chart. So
I was going to say that you had some chart success with that song as well.
Yeah, which is great. First song goes first for 3 weeks, and might I add this, Angel stayed on the charts for about 22 weeks after it was number one, which is, that's remarkable.
It's good staying power.
Yeah, and so to follow up with Love Ballad, I thought it was only right. I felt it was only right to follow up with a classic hit. And I think, when you can hit the Billboard chart doing a classic hit, that means something. So to God be the glory for that. So, yeah.
Wonderful. When I was looking at the cover pic of Love Ballad, something came to me. Is that a parody of the chair with the microphone behind you? You know what I'm talking about, the chair?
Shout out to my man Ricky White. All right.
Okay.
He's in Los Angeles right now. Everybody Google him. JustDoingLife.com. All right. That's my guy. He's been doing my graphics since day one. Right. So anything graphically, I take no credit for. I send him 30 pictures, and he says, "Oh, D, let me hear the song." Boom, 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 and he sends back like the greatest work everywhere. So I cannot answer that question. I will, like, if we had caller in, I would text him, say, "Ricky, call me, man. What gave you, inspiration for that cover?"
Well, everybody go look at that on Spotify, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I think it's a parody of the chair. But
it could be, man.
It could be.
Because he's a funny guy, but he's serious. But, he makes me look better. So, I'll check that out, too.
And so you're going to do that song in a little bit, Love Ballad. We got to talk about some other things here. And forgive me if...
talk about the Bills, man. Let's talk about the Bills. Like, how did we lose? Anyway, never mind. Never mind. Let's forget that.
What about, let's talk about, Unbothered. Okay, so let's go back to that. That's a full length, 7-song album, full length album. Came out in 2021.
Yes, sir.
Starts with verses from Song of Solomon.
Yeah.
Which is all about love.
All about love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you decide to start with that? That's a cool intro.
Well, thank you. I started with a scripture. People, if you don't know, now you will know. Like, I absolutely love God. I am a human who is a sinner that's only saved by grace, but I love everything God. I love how God loves me. And so I pastor a church as well in Buffalo, the Remnant House Outreach Church. We call it the Rock Movement. Shout out to the Rock Movement. 1232 Hurdle, Buffalo, New York, 14216. We have service every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. I had to throw that in there. But, I don't, all of my music, man, is spiritual.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do lust music at all. I have a song called Do You Do Me, and that song is about breakup, but it's about breaking up right. Yeah. Like, it didn't work. Yeah. Let's love each other. Okay. Move on. Yeah. You like, you know what I mean? Find somebody who loves you right. Yeah. And let's we might not be able to be friends, but we should be able to be cordial. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's where the influence to have that scripture start off the Unbothered CD, which, by the way, is the single Angel is on that EP. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, I did notice that with listening to all your music and kind of digging into the lyrics. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of relationship stuff for sure. A lot of breakup stuff, and love stuff. But you're always keeping God in mind. It seems like in the lyrics, that came through, or I could hear that. Like, awesome. Things aren't going well. Hey, maybe let's think back and get God back in our lives, and maybe that'll. And I also noticed that one thing you do is talk about your faults.
Oh man!
In the lyrics.
I suck. Do y'all hear that? Listen, man. Sometimes I don't understand why God loves me. I don't. But I'm grateful because He has assigned me to just show people love. That's it. I'm not big on I'm a different type of pastor. I'll preach like this. I don't care. Yeah. I don't need a robe. I don't do denomination. I don't do organization. I do God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. That works for me. I don't shut nobody else down for what they believe. I'm just gonna show you love, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like, man, the only way to help anybody is to be honest about your body. To be honest about what you struggle with. to be honest about where you come short, you know? Like, it's easy for me to say what you did to me. But, you know, what did I do to you to make you do that? Or, better yet, how did I respond, right? So for me, it's easier to say, yo, this is how I am in relationship. Don't expect me to be perfect, but I'm going to do my best. So one of the greatest moments of movies, I'm a movie buff, right? I love Denzel Washington. He played in a movie, and the young lady was totally in love with him. And he was always in her life, but he just didn't fully commit. And she said, you know, did you ever really love me? And he looked at her and he said, I meant to. Like, I mean, it don't get no greater than that. Like, you know, I'm like, yo, that's why he's my favorite actor.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Denzel Washington. But the truth is, yo, I mean well. But I'm gonna fail because I need him. So if I didn't mean well and I failed, then I would ignore him. But I can't, because I really mean well. So when I fail you, I have to ask for forgiveness, but then I have to thank him for allowing me to forgive myself and for him forgiving me. And so that's it, man. I feel like we have to be good people, and being a good person is saying, yo, I'm a bad person. I got to fix stuff about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my take.
That's a good take.
But who am I? I'm just a retired drummer. You know what I'm saying?
Up and coming R&B singer.
Shouts out right there. Lunch on me.
Now, I want to stick with the Unbothered for 1 second.
Yeah.
Because the last song on there, Serious, brought me back to like the teen club 1980s Yellow Jaguar in Williamsville, or like, you know, like that's straight up like 80s pop, man.
Yeah.
Like what inspired that one?
Kenny Hawkins. So, if you're from the Buffalo area or anywhere in the world and you don't know who Kenny Hawkins is, I don't know what to tell you. So, Kenny Hawkins is one of the most profound guitarists, musicians. He plays every instrument. He was the musical director for Rick James for 26 years. He played with everybody, Mariah Carey, Kim, like the list goes on. Yeah. I played with a lot of major artists because he hired me, right? And so I had to have him produce a song on the album. So I said, hey man, give me what you used to do and let me write to that.
Yeah.
And that's what he sent me. He sent me Serious. We went in the studio, we recorded it. I said, yo, I don't want it to sound modern. I want it to sound like 1980.
He nailed it.
And listen, shouts out to Kenny Hawkins. He did not like it because he didn't like the mix. He wanted it to be the mix of like today. I said, Kenny, I love you, but you nailed it, bro. Yeah. Listen, this is what I wanted. So my children who know nothing about Elmwood back in the 80s, okay? Yeah. Or Duran Duran, or Pat Benatar, or even the Gap Band back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like they don't know about that sound.
Yeah.
But that is their favorite song on that EP, man.
I love it.
Yeah, that's true. And my children are young, man. My oldest is 22, so this was going back 22. Yeah, man. So I'm telling my age here. But anyway, yeah, man. Kenny Hawkins wrote. I wrote it, and he produced it. The music. Yeah.
That's a great track. You want to hear a throwback, Serious, from that record. Let's talk about Dirty real quick. It's a 3-song single featuring that song Dirty, let's get to Dirty in a second. But Yearnin', that's some serious, powerful vocal going on.
Thank
in
you,
that
man.
Song. Where did that come from?
You want to hear something?
Like, that was digging.
Yo, that's the first time I actually cried in the studio.
You can hear it, man.
Yeah,
you can hear.
I
like
cried.
you can feel that.
I felt the spirit.
Yeah.
I felt the spirit on me. Apologetic, being wrong in relationship. You know.
Yeah.
Being like asking God for forgiveness in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, asking the woman forgive me in that moment. Like I meant to love you. I didn't really want to. Come back. Come back. And so then you recording that and you're thinking, man, which that song actually was produced by Rob Bonner as well. So he and I, we have like a magic together when we get in the studio.
Yeah.
And so like that song, if you've ever been wrong or hurt in a relationship, you want to hear "Yearning" by D-Mott.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Well, you can feel it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
you can.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really comes
Which
through.
is why we do it though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you want people to feel what you're going through or what you're trying to get them through, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like any, like an actor's performance or, trying to get that emotion across in the studio. It's a hard place to get to.
Yeah.
And, to get there, that's the magic. That's the magic spot.
Thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So, well, tell me more about Dirty.
Dirty. Really pronounced dirty.
Dirty.
But that's me trying to be cool
Yeah.
with my pronunciation. But honestly, so dirty is the same narrative. So relationship. In this relationship, at times, we both play dirty, but forgive me. Let me own up to what I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to own up to what I did. Hopefully you do the same. You asked me to be something for you. I did that. Now you resent me. And then I did some things I shouldn't have done. So what we should do is figure out, how do we get it back? That's what dirty is about. Like, I want you back. Even though you did some ugly things to me. I did ugly things to you. I said ugly things to you. You said ugly things to me. You made your family feel a way about me. I made my family feel a way about you. But like, there's love still here. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fix it.
That's a great message.
Bam.
Yeah. Yeah. Another one that really,
Thank you.
just really comes through in the performance and the lyrics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Let's talk about, cause we got a new single to talk about.
Yes, sir.
That's not even out yet. It's like we're getting an exclusive here.
Getting exclusive.
And this involves a deal with Warner Group,
Yes.
which is
Warner
a big
Music
deal,
Group.
man. I mean,
IGA / Dare / Warner Music Group, which is, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, man. I'm a lot of times people, they feel negatively about having signing deals and things of that nature. And I feel the same. Like, I don't sign contracts, but this was an agreement for distribution. Mm-hmm. And so shouts out to Leroy Johnson, who is Rick James' brother, and he's also owner of his estate, and he does those. He's a lawyer, and so he got everything right for me, and it's just a privilege and an honor to be picked up by them, Yeah, that's all I can say about that one, man.
so you're producing the track and then they're gonna distribute it?
Yeah. We so the producer for this particular song, which is entitled "My Everything," is a young man from Buffalo. He's a virtual newcomer to the game. His name is Anthony Tone Cummings, and he actually did the track the title track for Unbothered, and it's it's a nice track.
Yeah.
And so we did it again with "My Everything," and so I want to say this: I have a whole album finished, maybe 2.
Okay. Yeah.
And shout out to Damon D. Stewart from IGA. He's been we've been like flirting with working with each other for many years, right? And so he made it happen. He says, "Listen, man, we're gonna go after this deal. Boom, 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 boom. I think you got what it takes." And he says, "Listen, send me everything that you haven't released." Right? Mm-hmm. So copyright everything. Yeah. Shout out to Jay Daniel on that. And then we forwarded. And to my surprise, he was like crazy over my everything. And so I started letting other people like hear it too, because I'm like, man, I don't know about this one. Yeah. And everybody was like, man, that's the song. Boom, boom, boom. And so we ended up, working on the deal. It's been about maybe a year that we've been trying to, get the deal together. But it's distribution. And so I think I have a really, really great distribution deal. It's not just distribution. So, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how, you have your collection of songs and you present it to someone and it's like inevitably they pick out the one that you never thought they would pick.
Yeah, I thought honestly that was maybe second to last.
Yeah.
Out of about 15 songs. I'm like, really? Like, damn. He's like, man, D-Mott, this is the one.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, man. Like, you're Moses, I'm Aaron. Lead me to the promised land. That kind of thing. So, and then now the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, can't wait to see what happens with us and where your success takes you next, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Did we miss anything? I know we missed a lot. I want to hear more of your story, but I don't know how long our podcasts are supposed to go.
Yeah, we might be going.
We could be here all night.
We spent all our time up. Matter of fact, I can't even perform. No. So that's it, everybody. God bless you. Good night.
Okay, good night. No. All right, so we're going to go back to D-Mott and hear a couple more songs. And, man, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, man.
And check out the single My Everything once it drops. Do we know when it's going to drop? Or?
Yeah, we had a phone conversation last night, and we're looking at the end of October 23.
All right. So you may hear a exclusive before you actually hear it right here.
You will.
On Live from Black Rock.
Put the check in the mail. I'm just joking. Let's go.
All right, Live from Black Rock, it's D-Mott.
Oh my. Sweetheart, I need you. I love you. Gotta have you. Have never been so much in love before. And what a difference a true love made in my life. Never dreamed of. Something's changed, though it's not the feeling I had before. And oh, it's much, much more. Your love, I never knew that a touch more than they can see, and what we have is much I want your loving. I need your loving. Yeah, yeah. Gotta have your loving. Yeah, yeah. Cutie pie, don't you know you're my everything? Yeah, yeah. I want your loving. I need your loving. Gotta have your loving. Cutie pie, don't you know you're my everything? Sitting here thinking about all the things that we've been through, and I can really understand why we fight the way we do. Every time I close my eyes, I'm ashamed by the things we've said. We act like there's no love at all by the games that we both play. I want your loving. I need your loving. Yes, I do. Gotta have your loving. Baby, don't pretty fine. Don't you know you're my everything? I want your loving. I need it, babe. I need your loving. Yes, I do, babe. Gotta have your loving. Cutie pie, don't you know you're my everything? My life just ain't the same without you. Taking trips in the whip all alone. At the crib watching TV without you. Feeling like a dog without his bone. Girl, I'm miserable and hurt without you. Baby girl, can't you feel my pain? I don't really wanna live without you. Wanna give you my last name. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say it. Girl, I love you. No matter what you say you do, I really wanna be with you. You light my fire. I just want to comfort you, baby. That's all I really want to do. Yeah. Listen, sweetheart, we've been through a lot. But I'm telling you, I love you and I need you. I gotta have you. I want your loving. I want. I need your loving. I need, yeah. Gotta have your loving. Baby, down, yeah. Don't you know you're my everything? I want your loving. I need your love, baby. I need your loving. Yes, I do, baby. Gotta have your loving. You're my everything. Don't you know you're my everything? Listen, I don't wanna live without your love, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. Gotta have your loving. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're my everything. Whoa, I want baby doll, I need your love. I need your loving. Gotta have your love. Your loving. Cutie pie. Hey, hey, you're my everything. You're my everything. You're my everything. You're my everything. Baby girl, yes you are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I want you, I need you, and I love you. Gotta have you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, I'd like to thank D-Mott for being here today and everybody's help on the production. D-Mott, again, his latest single is called My Everything, which you can hear on all streaming platforms. Check out his website. And thanks for watching Live from Black Rock.
I want your loving. I need your loving. Yeah,